Oh my gosh, we're going to put Tom in the governor's office. Connie mentioned that voucher bill. Tom helped me with that, and when we were working on it, I said, you know, this probably isn't going to pass, is it? I mean, it was a joke, really. It wasn't going to pass, but sometimes you do the right thing, even if you know the outcome. And we did, actually, Tom helped me a lot in the legislature. His wife, Jackie, was my first treasurer when I ran for the House, so we go back a long time. You know, when Tom is out campaigning, he goes one way, I go the other. And I talk to a lot of people in the outer areas, and they're concerned about values. We don't talk about values anymore in politics. But greed is definitely a value. Fiscal responsibility, that's a value. Social responsibility. And Tom is top on everything that you can imagine. I just can't say enough nice things about this guy. Tom has been a lifelong friend, and he's been fighting the good fight. Whenever you take on the issues that he has taken on, I have said that is the good fight, and they're always worthwhile. And even if you're not successful when you win them, it's the idea that you have been fighting them, and you keep fighting. And Tom has never given up in all the years that I've known him. And I'll tell you what, it's an honor to be his running mate. I'm introducing Tom Tancredo, our next governor.
Just listening to their stories and what's happened in their lives, and you know, we think we've overcome problems, we think that we've dealt with issues before us, but none of us have had, hopefully in this room, have had to deal with this kind of an issue that both Mark and John have talked about in their lives. But there are, as they said, far, far too many people who have, and it's a terrible shame. And you know, Michelle, every time I hear her speak, I know what she's meant to the issue, to the movement. I think about when Ronald Reagan, I think about, it was in my own mind, they're pretty much equal, but I think specifically about when Abraham Lincoln was introduced to Harriet Beecher Stowe, and she was a very petite lady, and he said to her, "So you're the little lady that started this great big war." And I think about that every time, because in this little package here is a dynamite, as you all know, and she's been just absolutely incredible. And then of course there's Jan, and this is kind of a row of dynamite, actually, when I tell you. These people are very dedicated to their task and have been incredibly supportive of our efforts, and we certainly would not be able to be here without them. Faye has become a dearest friend, and we, of course, were on the trail together for this thing called the Republican nomination for President of the United States, and we had one purpose only, and that was to advance an issue. I think we did that. We did our best anyway, and I always remember where it was when people say, well, how this is strange, isn't it, that you've come this far? And it's amazing, it's true, but I always think about the fact that when I went to Congress in 1998, there was not a soul who I could talk to about this issue. In fact, literally, when they'd see me coming, they would move to the other side of the hallway because they did not want to talk about it, and they knew that if I got near them, I would start talking about illegal immigration and the problems that we face. And by the time I left, and it wasn't just because of me, it surely wasn't. Lots of people, Numbers USA, by the way, a group of wonderful organization, and I encourage you all to join it. Just go online, come up. What they call a fax warrior, I think, or something like that. They're probably the best outfit on the hill in terms of dealing with the issue of illegal immigration. And so they were certainly helpful. But by the time I left Congress, it went from not getting anyone to even meet me in the hall and look me in the eye to a point where you had to put your tennis shoes on and run down to the House floor to slap an amendment on some bill saying, I'm against illegal immigration. And beside that, we had this guy who, just as Michelle says, I was sure, because Phoenix, we know, is the kidnap capital of the United States of America, right? And it's because of the drug activity, the illegal immigration stuff. It has now gotten that honor. It is the kidnap capital of the United States. So I was sure that they indeed someone had kidnapped John McCain. And snuck somebody else in there that looked like him, of course, but he was saying things that I knew John McCain couldn't get them out of his throat, like, "Where's the doggone fence?" You know, you do this in this commercial, and you think, what? That can't be John McCain. They've got him on some island. I don't know what they did with him, but how did they find this guy looked just like him to say these things? It is absolutely astounding to us all, and how things have changed. And the voucher issue and school choice, I'm reminded, because Steve Schuck back there, dearest and most wonderful friend and mentor and supporter, and he has done a number of things at his house, and I told the story at his house, and he says, "Well, you should tell that all the time." And I never think about it until I see him there. And but this truly did happen, and I'm reminded again when we talk about vouchers. But way back when, I was in the U.S. Department of Education's regional office. I was serving for Ronald Reagan, and I was also, to the best of my ability, pushing school choice and speaking everywhere I could and getting the wrath of Pat Schroeder. I mean, it was great. Every week or so, she'd demand my ouster. And she didn't realize that was the only thing that was keeping me there. You know, they were afraid to throw me out because it looked like that they were caving into Pat Schroeder. So we would just send the little press releases and everything right to her office. You know, we would skip the idea of it coming from a constituent to her office. We'd send it right there, and then she'd demand my ouster, and I was good for another couple of months. and I had this little nighttime job. I had a business. I ran a small business. I truly did. We actually sold this one for a little bit of a profit. Amazing, but I did. And it was a janitorial business. It was Jana King Janitorial. Was a franchise thing, and you know, even then, I really did not want to hire anyone who was not here illegally, and so it was very difficult to get help, you know. And so the guy who had run the place for me, you know, and most of all, of course, it was at nighttime, and he'd call me up and say, "Nobody showed again today. Nobody showed tonight." And I'd always go, "Never mind, I'll come down, I'll be there, don't worry, just give me time." So one night I was to debate someone on Channel 6, on public television, live television, debate the voucher issue. And so I went down there, but I got a call before I went from the guy. And he said, "Again, nobody's here, I'm quitting." I said, no, please, I'll be there. I have to go do this debate on live television on Channel 6, but I'll be there as soon as I get done. And so, all right. And so I had this little toy truck that I would drive, and had all this stuff in there, my cleaning stuff, you know. And so I do the debate, and I leave, and I get changed at the station. I put on my jeans, I get in the car, and I drive down there. It's about 8 o'clock finally. And as I'm carrying all this stuff in the door, and there's this gentleman coming out, and the building had a lot of CPAs in it, and it was late, as I say, but and there was a fellow coming out, a Jewish fellow, and I say, because he was a Hasidic Jew, and had on the hat and stuff, and he's coming out the door. He'd been up there to do his taxes, because he avoided on the Sabbath, and so he's coming out, and I'm going in, and he stops, and he says, "Didn't I just see you on television upstairs when I was waiting in my CPA?" And I said, "Well, maybe so, I could be." And he says, you were just debating about vouchers, right?" I said, "Yes, I was, that's true." He goes, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I came to clean your toilet." But he goes, and I'm thinking of being kind of cute, without missing a beat, this guy goes, "Better you should clean toilets." He was not on our side. And I'm sure there are a few people out there right now who are saying the same thing. What does he mean he wants to be governor? Better you should clean toilets.